Hello good people, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for clicking. In today's video we are going to do the pros and cons of having a pressure cooker. For all the pros and cons, they apply to both the manual and the electric pressure cooker. So let's do this. So this is what I have, and I have used both, so I'll just be giving a review as well as pros and cons of you having a pressure cooker, whether electric or not. Okay, so this is the manual one. It's just a pot. This is the manual one, and it's just a pot. You just have to light up the gas or the jiko to use it. Then this one is electric, so you just need electricity to use it. So this is a Pro Max. I don't know this brand so much, but it's a Pro Max. And the electric one I have is a mika. Before we go far, I need to mention that this is my second electric pressure cooker, and the first one did not serve me much, and I'm not going to say the brand, but it was a low quality brand, and that is why it did not serve me for long. And anyway, it's a long story. Maybe I will say it at the end of the video. So let's start with just the basic features. So there, let me put the camera down so that I can explain. Yeah, so this is the ordinary pressure cooker, which does not use electricity. And one of the things I dislike about it is that, like now you can see, it doesn't have a handle. After serving me for a very short time, it doesn't have a handle, but it still serves me perfectly. So, and then I don't know, there are also some other things I feel like have come out. I've not used it for so long, so I don't know, I can't remember anything. So the second one is the electric cooker, pressure cooker, which is what I use every other day. Hi guys, so I'm about to make some mbuzi. As you can see in this is already marinated mbuzi, and I forgot, I had not decided what I want to cook. I was thinking of cooking fish, but I want to change my mind and make mbuzi. So in this video, so I'll show you how my mika pressure cooker works as I cook my mbuzi. This is a shopping haul which I'm still winding up. I want now to clear, but I don't want to lose time, so as I clear I want to make mbuzi. So it has the different options. We have soup, meat stew, bean or lentils, chicken, egg, slow cook, saute, keep warm, pressure cook, adjust, delay, cake, steam, porridge, biryani, rice, and start. So that's basically it. And I'm just putting some little water because since I've already marinated my mbuzi, I will not be doing more marination. So let me add it. It's about 9 p.m. That's why I can't wait for it to defrost and still cook today. So I've decided. So when it makes that sound, it confirms to you that it is not okay, because it's showing me the lid. So now it's okay. So now it shows me I'm ready to cook, and I want to cook meat. 40 minutes for mbuzi will be a lot, so I will do about, I think 20 minutes is sufficient. let me do 18. So let's cook.
You wanna know what's beginning of love? You look so hard, but you can't see it enough. Just find it and take it, don't ever regret it. Make me your only one. You choose it, don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you'll be God. Feel like that. Feel like that. Feel like lay your arms around me and stay with me. Feel like lay your arms and stay with me, baby. Feel like lay your arms around me and stay with me.
So here is our final product. We have the mbuzi, the turmeric rice, and some cabbages. A very nutritious meal. So with a pressure cooker, it becomes possible to cook food within an airtight environment. The cooker raises the temperature inside by boiling liquids, allowing for rapid steaming or raising. It takes about 2 cups of fluids such as chicken stock to create a pressure cooking effect. So let's head straight to the advantages. If you have a pressure cooker and you like it and you would recommend it for someone to get one if they're in a position, please comment down below. And this applies to both the manual and the electric pressure cooker. For me, I feel like they work the same way. The difference is, of course, the aspect of the electric one does not have much of a process, and 2, the electric one is easier to clean as compared to the manual one for me, because it's just the inside thing you clean and you're good to go. On to the first thing, it cooks much faster. I think we all agree that the reason we like using a pressure cooker is because it's faster, and it takes about 30% faster than the normal cooking methods. And of course, that means it saves time and energy because it takes less to complete a meal as well. It actually saves up to 75% of normal energy. So it's actually a good thing if you can get it. One thing I may need your opinion on is retention of nutrients. What they say is, with a pressure cooker, foods are cooked within a pressure cooker to maintain more vitamins and minerals compared to foods that are boiled. For that reason, they say that food from a pressure cooker tastes better. I've never done an analysis to just compare the two, but I think now I will, and I will definitely share with you. Okay, the other thing is it is very easy to operate, so you don't have too much to think about. For instance, for the manual one, you just need to put in your stuff, cover, and cook. Just ensure it is very well covered to avoid accidents. So the next thing is that it is very easy to operate. As you can see, like for this one, you just need the lid and you put in your stuff and you cover. The only problem is that I have always had struggles aligning it. I'm sure if you have watched a previous video, you have seen me struggling to align it. So I don't know what I do wrong. For this one also, it's just put in your stuff and cover. Okay, so it is very easy to use and operate. For this one, there is no manual and nitty gritties, but for this one now the basics are here. I'm sure you have already seen me highlighting this, so it's very easy to operate. So the next thing is that it keeps the kitchen cool. Most of the time when you're cooking, the room is usually warm, hot. I don't know, you're just feeling the heat all over the house, okay? But you see, when you're using the pressure cooker, so because the pressure cooker is covered and it's cooking inside the pot, then it makes your work very easy and you just don't feel like anything is cooking, especially for the electric. For the other pot, which is manual, like for me, I cook it, I when I use it from outside, so it doesn't bring in the warmth in the house, so it's really a good thing. So the other thing is that it increases safety in the kitchen. You see, the moment you cover this pot until you open it, then it is just safe. But if you open it, you can really get hurt. Okay, so when we go to this other one, it has this part. For mika, now with the one I use, it has this part, and you lock it like this when you're cooking. That way the pressure will not come out. But if you cook when it is open like this, then it means the pressure will be coming out, which means you will actually be beating the logic of pressure cooking, because the pressure will be coming out. So you always ensure that it is closed whenever you're cooking, which means obviously you're safe, because unless you touch it, you can't be harmed. So like in my case, when I want to open, the other thing is, especially on that safety aspect, is that as long as it is it has pressure, it cannot open. So you have to open here now for the pressure to go out, so that you can be able to open the lid. But as long as there is pressure, it will not open. So that is a very good safety measure. We go to the next thing. So like we all agree that once you cover a pressure cooker, it cooks whatever you're cooking until it is ready. So the next advantage is that you can cook a whole meal in just one pot. For instance, if you want to put everything in the pot, you put everything, then you cover and you wait for it to cook, and that's it. So it really saves you time, and of course it reduces the pots that you use and all that. Yeah. So the next thing is that good pressure cookers are durable. So you may want to invest in a pressure cooker which in the long run will not serve you. Like I said, my previous electric pressure cooker, I don't think even it served me for a month. It just overcooked, and the next thing I saw it, I don't know how to describe it. You see this bottom part, it cooked even the bottom part, and instead of being upright, it was now bent. Of course, as soon as it is spoiled, I could not use it anymore. So that is why I decided my next pressure cooker will be a good quality, because this has served me for a while. I'm sure if you have watched our previous videos, you have seen us use it to boil everything and anything. So it's a good thing. And like I said, remember, you maintain the nutrients by ensuring everything is closed and cooked in. So the next thing which I also want to engage you is that bacteria and microorganisms can be rendered harmless. The pressure cooker is cooking throughout. The temperature is getting high and it is constant throughout. thus reducing the exposure and killing any bacteria that can be food. And then of course it reduces the contamination of food. Comment down below if you agree with this observation. Yeah. And then there's also the flavor conservation. Like when I was cooking my mbuzi, everything was cooking in one pot, so it was contained there was nothing that was coming out. So it's a good thing. To be honest, this is one of the best things that you can get for yourself. So I will highlight the disadvantages quickly because I don't feel like they are so major, and there are things that can make you stop or can keep you from buying a pressure cooker. And one is that it takes time for you to learn how to use it. Like for the electric one, to be honest, it did not take time. It was very fast because it is right here. It has all the entries, and of course it has the manual, so it was very easy to learn how to use it. The problem, which takes us to the next thing, is timing. It requires timing. In this timing, you can underestimate or overestimate. I think in a previous video about 2 weeks or so ago, I overcooked some food because I could not be able to assess the actual timing. So that is a challenge when you're using the pressure cooker. Then it, of course, it takes us to the next thing, which is that it can overcook items. So that I will not dwell much. The next thing is pressure cooker can be expensive. It depends. What I always say, and of course if you're following us on Just While, you know, expensive is I would say it's a term. You cannot equate it to a value, because what may be expensive to me is not expensive to someone else. So for me, I would say it's relatively expensive. It may not feel expensive to everyone, but if you get a good one, it is a worthwhile investment. So I don't know whether we should consider it as expensive. The next disadvantage is once you put your food there, you can't check. So you're stuck with how the food will be, and that is how it ends up overcooking. And I think I also has had an instance of undercooking. So that is also a disadvantage. And of course, based on that it is covered, you cannot add food to the pot. You are stuck with the food that you have cooked. So that's another thing. Okay, you see the foods that you need to put in at different points, you cannot add, because when will you add, when will you open, so that is also a disadvantage. But I would assume, as it has as they have put on the gadget, it is mostly used for specific foods. Of course, that is the next disadvantage. You can only use the pressure cooker for some specific foods, and if you're not using for the specific foods, you can find yourself only using it to boil. So the next thing is you cannot account for different foods at different times. You can't say I'm going to make some stew of a certain mixture and then just leave it there. You have to either keep checking, or you just stuck there. You just mix everything at a go. The next thing is cheap ones can really cost you, like it did to me. Like I said, I bought one initially, and at some point it just spoiled. So too bad, but we move. The next thing I want to be showing you, there's this ring, that after some time I think it wears out, so you may need to replace it. And it is in both, I don't know, yeah, this. So you might need to replace it to continue enjoying the gadget. So that's another disadvantage. I think, in my opinion, those are the basic things that can make you like or dislike a pressure cooker. What is my take? My take is a pressure cooker is important and it is worth having it. If you look at the disadvantages, Those are just basic things that you can live with, because you have to take precaution, you have to take some time to just learn how fast it can cook, and just those basic things. So I don't think those disadvantages are a deal breaker. To me, I would feel they're just normal precautions that you may need to take. So if you ask me, I would say, if you're in a position to, get one. Yeah, whether this manual one or the electric one, they just serve you the same way. Don't be intimidated by seeing the manual and the electric. The only aspect is, of course, the electric is much faster and it has less headache and all that. But to me, whichever, if you're in a position, get one. Whichever, it will work the same way for you. The difference is just the efficiency. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing and join the Jess family. If you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on our next one. And before I go, please comment down below with your take on the pressure cooker, and if you have one, how it is serving you. For me, Mika is just a perfect deal. Thank you.